What's up, world? It's your boy Drew Marcy here for How to Rap, and in this video we're going to show you how to rhyme in a freestyle step by step using a secret method devised here at How to Rap to increase your rhyming skills. We're going to have you in this video right here right now creating rhymes on the spot live step by step, so be sure to have your notes app ready and try to get to somewhere where you can actually do a little bit of rapping. Additionally, be aware that the steps in this video aren't just theory or something that sounds good to increase your rhyming skills. We've been coaching hundreds of thousands of people how to rhyme in a freestyle for almost a decade on YouTube. So if you've been wondering how to rhyme in a freestyle rap and increase your rhyming skills instantly, this is the video for you. Let's get into it. Now, before we begin, be sure to subscribe to this channel with notifications because we have more than 8 years of hundreds of videos on everything from how to freestyle rap, how to improve your rhyming skills, and much more. And if freestyle rap is the main thing you're trying to improve right now, be sure to pick up our brand new free video course, How to Freestyle Forever in front of any crowd, by clicking the first link in the video description box below. Now, the first thing you need to understand when it comes to rap as opposed to other rhyming art forms such as poetry, when it comes to rap, the word rhyme is used more broadly than it would be literally in something like poetry or what you learn in school. So in school and most poetry, they teach you that rhyming is only limited to perfect rhymes such as hat and cat or fear and near. Now, if you notice, the easiest way to create rhymes from those perfect rhymes is simply to change the first letter. To rhyme cat with hat, simply change the C to an H. To rhyme fear with near, simply change the F to an N. So the first lesson is simply changing that first letter of a word will give you access to a lot of rhymes when you're learning how to freestyle. Which brings us to the step-by-step framework that we'll be using in this rap tutorial that we call the alphabet game. I created it many years ago when I, just like you watching this video, was trying to think, how do I get access to more rhymes so I can improve my freestyle raps and written raps? So this step-by-step method will be absolutely crucial for you to master if you want to learn how to both rhyme better and rap overall, but also increase your rhyming skills for your freestyles. Now let's get you writing. Step 1 is to write out the numbers 1 through 26 because there are 26 letters in the alphabet on a piece of paper or a notes app, and then write out each letter of the alphabet. And yes, if you're wondering, you can do this in other languages. Just, the number of letters in your alphabet, go for that, whether that's like Hindi, German, whatever your language is, you can still do this exercise. So right now, we're gonna have you write out the letters. You can pause the video if you want to, but write out the number of letters in your respective alphabet. Step 2 is to write out the main word you're trying to rhyme with. So for the purposes of this example, let's use cat. So you put the word cat next to C because it starts with a C. Now, if you notice, I have 25 other possible words or starts of words where if I change the first letter, it might rhyme with cat. So we've already discussed hat, so let's fill that in there. Now we have 24 other possible words where if I change the first letter, it might rhyme with cat. So we have bat, so we fill it next to the letter B. We have rat, so we fill it next to the letter R, and so on. Just to make this clearer, you can do the exact same thing with fear, write it next to the letter F, and near, write it next to the letter N. And even clear, I would put that next to C. Even though you're changing 2 letters, it's the same principle. Now it's your turn. I want you to fill out at least 5 possible rhymes for the word that you decided. And trust me, it's gonna get a lot more advanced and intense in a second, so don't feel weird if you're like, man, this seems really simple. Just write down your 5 rhymes for your decided word, pause the video if you need to, and then we'll keep rocking. All right, so now that you have a list of at least 5 rhymes, you already have enough rhymes to start practice freestyling, especially if you're a beginner and can only do it for a couple seconds. The best part about this is by already having your rhyming words prepared, you can do this over and over again in different combinations until those rhymes for those respective words are truly internalized. And of course, you can build on them. So you might only have 5 rhymes right now at the end of this video, but then you can do 10, 15, or do other rhyme schemes based on other words. And once you have hundreds of combinations of rhymes internalized, that's when you're going to be able to freestyle endlessly for an infinite amount of times for the length of the whole beat for hours on end. This really does happen. I'm sure you've seen it online. So with that being said, now it's your turn to do it. We'll have you freestyle for 10 seconds using the rhymes you've come up with us playing a little bit of an instrumental. So we're going to play this beat for 10 seconds. I want you to practice rhyming the words on your list. Let's go. How does it feel? You're already freestyling, and again, you can do this over and over and over again. And just to be clear, you can do this over any instrumental, any famous instrumental, or a beat that you want to write a song on, so don't feel limited just by the beat that we're playing for you, or judge the beat. It doesn't matter. It's just for the purposes of the exercise. Now, if you notice, while it's lit that we're already freestyling and coming up with rhymes, you'll notice that the types of rhymes that we're using are kind of elementary. So why not create even more rhymes by not just changing the beginning, but what if we change the ending of the words that we're using? Again, remember that to get to the cat, hat, bat scheme, all we did was change the first 1 or 2 letters and go down the alphabet. What if I was to change the beginning and the ending? So instead of just having a cat rhyme with hat and bat, I can have cat with hack or back. See? So what I've done is change the beginning and the ending. Funny enough, this works so well, I can actually keep the first letter, maybe add another letter in the beginning, and change the ending and still have more quote unquote rhymes on the same letter. Cat, clap, crack, crack. Are you beginning to see how using this, you unlock unlimited potential for rhyming words? This is what's known as a stretch rhyme or a slant rhyme. That's because it's not a perfect rhyme like they would teach in school, but it's more than acceptable. In fact, it's expected in rap. Now let's go through the exact same process but using stretch rhymes. So again, step 1, write out the numbers 1 to 26 and the corresponding letters, or however many letters and numbers you have in your alphabet. Let's give you a couple seconds to do that. Pause the video if you have to. Secondly, write out the word you want to rhyme with on your alphabet chart. So write out the words, but this time focus on coming up with slant rhymes and stretch rhymes. Now this time around, loosen your mind a little bit, right? Like feel like for B and D, you can go with black or drop rather than just going with back, changing 1 letter, or D, changing just the beginning. But remember, I still have more rhymes on the word B if I'm trying to rhyme with drop, right? I block, I brought, and I still have more rhymes on D. I got doc, I got dot. Now understand, getting into slants and stretch rhymes, etc. is gonna take a little bit longer if you're brand new, but once you're acclimated to this, as somebody who's been coaching rappers and also rapping for over 20 years, once you're acclimated to this, you will do it spontaneously without even having to think. Again, when you sign up for that free course by clicking the first link in the video description box, you'll be brought to a page that explains we can coach you more directly on how to drill yourself in a freestyle to internalize these rhymes. Now let's have you write your rhymes down. Pause it if you have to, homie. Now, again, we told you we're gonna have you freestyling and longer than just the first 10 seconds. So we're gonna play the instrumental for 20 seconds this time around. And I want you to freestyle using your slant and stretch rhymes that you've just developed. So how does it feel? Now you freestyle not just once, but twice in just the last few minutes. You can always come back to this video anytime you want and relearn the steps, no problem, but you're already taking action on your dreams to freestyle rap. Now this does get much more complex and advanced, and you can apply these secrets to add even more advanced rhyme schemes, such as multi-syllable rhymes to your freestyle. For more info on building multi-syllable rhymes using the alphabet game, I'm gonna put a video up for you right now. With that being said, the next major step would be recording your freestyles. This is one of the most underrated ways of learning how to freestyle rap well and come up with rhymes for your freestyle, and I don't see enough videos or coaches talking about this. The reason it's important to record your freestyles is that if you already have a system to identify additional rhymes you can use, once you actually hear yourself going off the top and not using those additional rhymes, you can know that you had opportunities to use those rhymes you could have used and you didn't rap out loud, and then adjust them over time to include them. In other words, it's like sports where you're watching the game tape after the game and knowing that there was a wide open receiver or that the defense missed some coverage, so that in the next game, you know how to handle it. The steps I personally taken to do this are: first, choose a simple recording setup. When it comes to recording my freestyles for the purposes of increasing my rhyming skills, I don't personally care about mixing or mastering or even making it sound good, because I just want to hear what rhymes I used or didn't use. It's really just for me to listen back to it. So I would personally just use my voice memo app, or if I have a setup like a studio home setup like this, I would just press record and not even think about it. With the beat playing, of course. With that being said, always use a beat. We talk about this more in other videos, but when learning how to rhyme better in a freestyle rap, it's absolutely crucial to use a beat when performing this because it turns the pressure up. And you won't be able to use a crutch like pausing for 20 seconds to think of a better rhyme when you're doing it a cappella. Now, don't worry, once you mastered freestyling to a beat, you'll always be able to do it without a beat. And in fact, it'll be a lot easier because you'll be used to having to work within the parameters of the beat's tempo and so on. The next step is record and listen to it on the next day. This is essential. Don't review your rhymes until the next day when your mind is clear and your brain will probably forget what rhymes you chose. This will be good for seeing what your subconscious mind is rhyming with. Then step 4, after listening to it the next day, pull out your alphabet and look at what rhymes you didn't use. Write down all the rhymes you used in the recorded freestyle and then compare and contrast them to what you could have used using the alphabet game. In other words, if you know you always seem to rhyme cat with crack because you've heard it on recorded freestyles 3 times in 3 days, you know you'll have to add some new rhymes to that cat scheme using the alphabet game to not repeat it so much. And then last, just to tie that in, write down 2 new words for you to learn and 2 new rhymes for you to use in the new scheme. So again, you might decide to practice rhyming cat with stack, splat, and fact using the steps in this video because you know you have to get away from using crack so much because you've been listening to 3 days straight of you using it. And yeah, definitely don't use crack too much, kids. But you know you have to practice those new rhymes since you've heard it overused in the recordings. Now, those are the steps. I want to see you in the comments before you go. What other problems are you having with freestyle rapping and rhyming? Please let us know so that we can make videos that are tailored to your specific issues and help you with these step-by-step tutorials here at How to Rap. Of course, be sure to pick up your free course in the video description box below. I've been your host, Drew Marcy. I appreciate you watching. It's the big homie Drew. See you in the comments, and I'll talk to you soon.